This episode is closing out the Art of War for Women series with a topic that is both close to the heart and heavy on the soul. It is momentum. And in the book, momentum is a synonym for the energy or drive to propel something. And the key to creating momentum is to take advantage of an area where you can clearly dominate your opponent. So, timing is definitely important when it comes to momentum. And I believe in divine timing. I also believe in paying attention so I can know when it's my time as well. The type of timing that is ours to shape, that guides how we move and when we move. And chapter 5 from the book talks about using timing to create momentum. There is universal timing, and that's what is happening around us, the things that are beyond our control. And in the book, the author says, when you have universal timing on your side, you are unstoppable. And I would caveat that to say you have the capacity to be unstoppable. The other kind of timing is personal timing, and that is what's happening within us. It's our internal rhythm, our intuition, and our readiness. We do not have control over universal timing, but we can cultivate personal timing. And I feel like when I don't want to use the word master it, but when we know how to tap into it, when we learn how to listen to our personal timing, we learn how to move in a way that is aligned and impactful, and understand that people outside of you will not understand it because it's personal. It's you. So this episode is going to be about three of the six ways the book identifies that we can learn how to improve our personal timing. Because again, that's the only timing we have control over. If you are listening to this as someone who kind of feels momentum building, you feel the tides, the air around you shifting, I want you to take what we're going to talk about in this episode and start applying these steps to your life, because you can generate momentum in your life by moving in the moments that matter. But in order to do that, you have to understand what moments are yours. So let's talk about what it really means to trust your timing, to build momentum, and making moves that shift your life. Let's get into it. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Confident Women Glow. I'm Mo James, and this is the podcast where we dive into self discovery, self trust, and self expression to help you create a life that's true to who you really are. I believe that confidence isn't just a mindset, it's a practice. It's about showing up boldly even when life feels messy and owning your journey every step of the way. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get into this episode. Can we take a moment to talk about reflection and growth? I know this journey of self discovery, self trust, and self expression isn't always easy, but having the right tools makes all the difference. And that's why I created the Inner Strength Journal. This isn't just another journal, it's a space for you to connect with your thoughts, honor your emotions, and design your masterpiece life one page at a time. Each prompt in this journal is carefully crafted to help you dig deeper into what matters most to you, to build your confidence, and to take aligned action. So, if you're ready to carve out intentional time for yourself and start designing a life that feels true to who you are, grab your copy of the Inner Strength Journal today. Head over to innerstrengthjournal.com to order yours now. Your journey deserves this space. So, in the previous episode, I talked about an experience that I had when I was in Army basic training right before we graduated. And I want to tell you another story around related to my experience in the Army. So, I did not go straight to college after I graduated high school. And I had plans to. I had done everything I knew how to do to go to college right after high school. And those plans did not work out. And so I floated around for a year and a half or so, just tap dancing, half stepping, and settling, constantly trying to convince myself that what my life looked like then, it would just be that for the rest of my life. I gotten a job, gotten an apartment, got a car, but every single day I felt what I call itchy aggravation. I was just angry. It was like a heat that was just under the surface all the time that I could not get rid of. And I did everything I could to mask it. I was getting hair done, I was getting nails done, I was at happy hour, I was shopping, I was at the club. Underneath all of that, I was disappointed, I was angry, I was afraid. I knew I was drifting. I knew I was disappearing, and it scared me. And then one day I had a friend of mine who was at the club with me, who was at happy hour with me. She mentioned casually enlisting in the military. She had enlisted in the military, at the time was in the reserves. And we are talking about it, and my knee-jerk reaction was, "Girl, no, I'm not doing that." That had never been on my radar, did not do ROTC, none of that. And even as the words were coming out of my mouth, where I was giving her all the reasons why I wouldn't do it, deep down I knew. I knew that she had just presented a door. That was the door. And I had to decide that I was going to kick that door open and run through. And that moment taught me something that I have carried with me ever since I was 18 years old. Sometimes the moment doesn't announce itself. Sometimes the moment whispers, and you have to be tuned in enough to notice it, to hear it, and then be courageous enough to take action. Now, let's dig into three of the six steps from the book that I hope can help you refine your personal timing. Fine tune it, like get tight with that thing so you can build momentum in your life. The first step is to notice the signals. And this is a challenge because our lives are loud, right? We got group chats, we got the news, we got social media, we got responsibilities, we got errands, we got this, we got that. We got a ton of things in our lives that make our lives noisy. And those things make it harder to notice what's happening within us. It makes it harder to be in rhythm with ourselves. It makes it harder to pay attention to our bodies, to our spirits, our souls, to the cues that our environment is giving us. I talked about that itchy aggravation that I was experiencing, and maybe you might be dealing with your own version of that too. Understand that that's a signal. That dream that will not leave you. That's a signal. The more you listen and notice, the better you will be able to recognize when it's time to leap. But I can understand that it is hard to know. It's hard to tell the difference between whether this is just one more thing for you to do, and if this is a whisper to your soul that it is time to do something. Because even when the whisper breaks through and when it catches our attention, a lot of times our instinct is to outsource it, right? We'll text a friend or we'll Google it or we'll get on social media and scroll for a sign, for a meme that somebody posts that we'll take as a sign. All of it is an attempt to avoid sitting in the unknown. Because the truth is, when it comes to your timing, yours, the best answers will not come from somebody else. They will come from the silence that you allow. And that's why, for me, in my role as a coach, my job isn't to give you the answers, it's to ask the right questions and hold that space for your own wisdom to come up because it is there. It's just buried under the noise. And if you're willing to pause and sit in the discomfort and listen, your clarity will come. The second step from the book that I want to talk about is backing up your intuition with planning. And I'm a planner. I I plan. I'm a firstborn daughter, so of course I plan. And the key here is we're not just talking about feeling ready. It's getting ready. Like your intuition, your inner wisdom gives you a vision, but the preparation, the action that you do helps you build the bridge between the vision and reality. This can look like journaling it out, writing it out, creating a plan, getting the data to back up the wisdom. This is where you prove to yourself that the whisper you heard wasn't just wishful thinking, but that it was a wake-up call. This is where you make it real. I feel like taking the time to make the plan based on what you are feeling and what you are noticing is an exercise in self worth and self trust because you are honoring you enough and caring enough about you that you are putting action behind what is happening inside. You are showing you that you matter to you so much that you will do something with what you are feeling. That's step two. And then this last one that I want to talk about is using common sense. Timing, understanding timing is about discernment, right? Discernment is about self trust, recognizing that every opportunity is not for you, recognizing that just because you can doesn't mean you should. And here's the thing, this one is so powerful because culture, society, our families, our everyday lives condition us to not trust ourselves. We are conditioned to look and to lean on somebody else's common sense instead of our own. And I'm here to tell you that you got some common sense. You just need to practice leaning on it. And yes, the wise do seek counsel. They do. And every confident woman has learned how to evaluate the advice and the counsel that she receives from trusted people, because that matters, so she can fully own the decision that she ultimately makes. That's why I created the Inner Strength Journal. This is a plug. The goal with the journal is to help you build a habit of self-trust so that when it is time to act, you will know. It doesn't matter if other people understand. The point here is that you know. And the journal gives you space to acknowledge your truths and track your growth and recognize that your personal timing is a sacred guide for you. So let me ask you, what is rising in you right now? What has been nudging you in the quiet moments of your life? What are you pretending not to notice? Your moment might not look like mine did. It might not be itchy aggravation. The move you need to make might not be drastic like enlisting in the military, or to make it real present in my own life, moving across country. The moment might not look like mine, but you will have a moment. You will have many moments in your life. And I'm not telling you that you have to rush them, but I'm encouraging you that you do have to move and you don't need permission, because confident women do not wait for permission because we don't need it. We learn to listen to our personal timing and we act accordingly because we trust ourselves enough to do so. Okay. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of this episode. I hope you are feeling inspired and ready to take the next step toward your masterpiece life. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love it if you left a rating or review in your podcast player. It helps more women like you find the show. And if you're ready for deeper conversations and support, come join us in the Glow Circle membership community. Your first 7 days are free, and we would love to have you. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. Until next time, keep glowing. Later.